to Callum being like, oh yeah, I don't see a future with Eve?
I didn't say that. That's a lie. I just said...
What did you say then?
Well, they just said, how's things been going with Eve? And I said, yeah, really good.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just not sure if I see that spark yet.
Am I surprised with who was dumped? No, I'm not. And I expected them to be dumped because of the fact that I didn't think it was a genuine connection. I don't think Casey is able to have a sort of committed relationship with anyone. We saw that on his season and we saw that here. Anyway, hey there, thanks for stopping by. It's Valerie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Love Island UK All Stars, Season 1, Episode 24. Why does it seem like slowly but surely they are removing everyone that is close to Toby? I don't get it, because first it was Kaz, now it's Chris, because they were a trio, and so now, you know, Toby's on his own. Yes, he does have Georgia S because he's in a couple with her, but I think people that he could confide in and know that they wouldn't take it anywhere, he's on his own now. He's on his own, and it's sad. And I'm surprised that every time we got to see Chris hug someone, it was Anton, and it's like, no, Anton and Chris barely spent time together. Most of the time, the majority, I would say 80% of the time we saw Chris, he was with Toby. So I don't get why we didn't actually see a clip of them hugging. You could see that Toby was broken. In his confessional, he couldn't even finish his sentence. He started crying, and I feel really sorry for him. Chris leaves the villa. Obviously, he talks about his friendship with Toby, that it was from day one, and they seem to have sort of created a brotherhood. And I hope they continue this in the real world once they've both left the villa. Chris, I think he has moved on from Arabella. I think a lot more happened with Arabella than we were shown because of you can see the dislike. I don't want to say hatred because I don't know them as people, but you can see for a fact that he can't stand Arabella. Even when they were saying goodbye, Arabella was saying, you know, I'm going to miss you even though we don't get along. And it's like something serious happened between the two of them, but the editing didn't show it. And I can't wait for them to do interviews and tell us exactly what it is that happened. So once Chris is left, obviously you have Toby. Toby is sulking. He's trying to hold back the tears. He is really going to miss Chris. And Georgia S is sort of trying to comfort him. And I like the fact that Georgia H came up and asked, do you mind if I join you, or do you two just want to be alone? And so, you know, she was able to join. And I think they're just trying to cheer Toby up because they can see that Toby is really heartbroken. And in the kitchen, you have the rest of the islanders, you know, talking to Arabella about Adam. And it's like, oh my God, she needs to calm down. She needs to calm down. She doesn't need to appear so desperate. Her excitement and the fact that she's saying, oh, he can wrestle me. And he walks out immediately. And it's like, oh my God, oh my God. So they do have a chat. And for me, I think it's more a physical attraction. I don't know whether that will translate to a more in-depth thing, because Adam said he's looking for something serious. He's not just looking to play games. So I don't know whether Arabella will be able to sort of match his energy and sort of slow down on the sex aspect and actually try and get to know this guy, because I think they've got a week left in the villa before the show ends. So I don't know how that will play out. All the islanders, obviously, some are sad that, you know, Chris is gone because Chris was close to a lot of people. Well, he had main character energy throughout his time in the villa, so I think people are going to miss him because of his silly jokes and you know his big and loud personality. So hey, it is what it is. Anyway, all the islanders go to sleep. So in the morning, you know, there's discussions about what happened overnight. And you have Arabella sort of out Callum that he and Jess were kissing all night long. And everybody agrees that that's all they could hear was smooching. They were eating each other's faces off. Arabella is ecstatic. She really likes Adam. And she's so smiley and giggly. And so she's going to be heartbroken. If she thought Toby broke her heart when Adam dumps her, oh my God, she's going to need a hospital bed. So Callum makes coffee, but because he's with one of the twins, he gives the wrong twin the coffee, and the twins sort of laugh at him up that you were kissing someone all night, but you can't tell the difference. Make it make sense. They do have a debrief, and it's mainly about Adam and Arabella. Arabella is over the moon. If she had her way, she would close things off immediately with Adam, because she feels like her journey has led her to Adam, and that every person she's been coupled with has sort of led her to Adam. And it's like, maybe try not to be too keen, otherwise that might be off-putting for him. You might come across as desperate. He obviously likes Arabella, but he says as a bombshell it's important that he gets to know everyone, so he will be pulling the girls for chats. And it's like, okay, whatever works for you. And then you have Georgia S sort of talking about Toby and sort of saying that he is feeling down, and he's sort of gone very quiet. He's feeling down because Chris was his best mate and everybody in the villa knows it. Despite the fact that Anton tried to make himself out to be Chris's closest friend, we always saw Chris and Toby together. They were joined at the hip. So, hey, it is what it is. The girls agreed to make, Toby and Anton some breakfast because they're trying to cheer up Toby. So you have the two Georges make breakfast for Toby and Anton, and this really seems to cheer Toby, and he's very grateful for it because he keeps thanking the girls for doing it for him. And so it's sweet to see that, he is appreciative of their efforts to sort of try and cheer him up. He does sort of talk about, the girls sort of talk about the fact that they've decided to make him breakfast because they know he's feeling down. Chris was his closest friend, so they're just trying to sort of cheer him up. And I thought that was sweet. I thought that was cute. You have Adam then decide to pull Jessica, or Jess, one of the twins, to have a conversation. He lets her know that obviously he's pulled her because he needs to sort of explore connections with other people and just not be content because he's coupled up with Arabella. I don't think she's feeling him because she was making out in bed with Callum all night. So she lets him know she's open, but also at the same time she feels like things are going great with Callum. And that was to be expected. That was to be expected because I don't think she would be making out with Callum in bed if she wasn't serious about him. And I think Callum comes across as a great guy, and so most of the girls are really looking for that guy that is likely to be committed and not cheat. So I don't know how that will play out though, because he then decides to keep pulling the girls for chats. And all the girls, I think, even if they like him, I think are going to be more reserved just because they know how much Arabella likes him, and Arabella has made it known to everybody that she really likes him and she sees him being, her future. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. So you have Casey sit down with Callum and Tom and sort of tell them that he feels like his connection with Eve is not progressing. He feels like they're not going anywhere. And he's sort of trying to hint that he might be about to call it quits. And am I surprised? No. I think Casey is always going on Love Island just for the holiday, not because he's really interested in dating anyone. I don't think so, because he has never been serious with any of the girls that he's sort of coupled up with, and anyone he's coupled up with and is tried to be serious with, he's then found a fault on, which has led to them sort of breaking up. And so I don't know whether he's likely to find any, even if they were to bring him every season to Love Island. I think he would just go for the holiday and that would be it, and not because he wants to couple up with any of the girls. But I might be wrong, we'll see. So Toby receives a message to say that there will be a pink party sponsored, a pre-owned pink party sponsored by eBay, and all the islanders are excited. They get ready for the night. And so, after the drinks, you have Callum pull Sophie for a chat, and he knows Sophie's close friends with the twins, and he sort of tells her that, Casey has mentioned that he doesn't feel a spark with Eve and he doesn't see it going anywhere. And so Sophie then runs with it and pulls the twins, and she tells them. And Eve treated the terrace like an office, because she then called Casey to say, come up. And Casey came up and she confronted him, and he said, no, I didn't say, I didn't see a future. No, they're making it up. And so Callum is the one who was sort of brought up that he's the one who took it to Sophie. And so Callum was then called up to the terrace, and it's like, this is the type of drama I want. Because if you're going to say something with your full chest, be prepared to be confronted about it. And so for Casey to not own up and say exactly what he said, I think he didn't expect her to pull him up. And so for her to pull him up, he was embarrassed. And so when she decided that, okay, fine, since you don't feel a spark, then let's call it a day. He was quick to say yes, because this is what he wanted. He wanted to break up with her, but he didn't want to look like a bad guy. So when she broke up with him, he was game, because his hands were clean, and it's like, this is what you did on your season. Every season, this is how you play. You sort of want somebody else to sort of break up with you. You don't want to be the bad guy that breaks up with a girl. Sad, really sad. So the islanders receive a text message to say they need to gather around the fire pit. And once they are gathered, it's announced that, the 3 couples with the lowest votes are Georgia S. and Toby, Eve and Casey, and Sophie and Josh. All 3 couples don't make sense, in my opinion. It doesn't make sense how they ended up in the bottom when people like Anton and Georgia H are still sat there, because we all know that they're not a romantic couple. They're playing up as a romantic couple, but I don't think they're a romantic couple. I think if Arabella was not immune, she would have been another couple that was in the bottom 3. But hey, it is what it is. So then it's announced that the public have voted for Casey and Eve as the least compatible couple. And am I surprised? No. I actually appreciate the fact that they used the public vote to announce the person who was going home, just because if they had left it to the islanders, I have a feeling they would have saved Casey, because Casey seems to have had a lot of friends in the villa. I'm surprised though, when you were saying goodbye to everybody, the fact that you went and you kissed Tom on the cheek, and you actually held his face either side. It is what it is. I don't know. Anyway, they then left the villa. Obviously, he asked the guys to look after Tom, and it's like, it's only a week left, so he'll be fine. Maya had an interview with them, and for me, the long and short of it is, Casey, I don't think, was looking for love. Casey was looking for a holiday. He's never done anything that shows that he's actually genuinely looking for love with the girls he's coupled up with. So for Tom to say, oh, he's unlucky, I don't think he's unlucky. I think he's just not serious. I think he's just not honest in what he's looking for in a partner. So until he's able to be honest with himself, he's always going to struggle to find love. But anyway, I digress. Thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, and click the link in my video to watch my review from episode 22 and 23. Bye guys.